else. If it's us, it's fine. All right, guys. So let me make this a little bit bigger. We'll do this. I think today we work on EP versus BB. 40 to 20 bigs. Always chip EV stuff there. We can talk about some consideration when you get deeper in tournaments. If your opponents have condensed their calling range in a big blind, which most mid and low stakes players won't do. So you won't have to worry about that too much. When you move up in stakes, you will. But yeah, we'll just look at some really tough boards to play when we have a very strong EP opening range. What I like to do really quick is always just look at the. Wait a minute. Why didn't it do? Oh, you had to do it the old school way now. Wait a minute. Yeah. Always look at the universal strategy of how much we're betting and checking before we get into it. This is just an example really quick. As you can see, I think most people griefing this spot, not betting these type of hands on this board enough, if ever. When I look at hand histories and it's 5, 6, 8, and someone has the queen jack, the king jack, they open spade or not, they're probably checking 90% of the time. As you can see, you can make some bet here and use some bigger sizings, and it's reasonable. And I think just finding more of these type of bets will be strong for your game, and not just autopilot checking every 3 low card mid board when you don't have anything. Is going to be good. And looking at where your bets come from and what size as well, and seeing how much small betting we're doing, which is not much, right? Mostly going big. We'll do this just very briefly before we get into it. And one big takeaway across all boards, all of them, when you EP versus BB, you are c-betting 88% of the time. Look at that again. We're going to be looking at a ton of these boards, but what's one thing you notice about these boards? There's still a bunch of betting. Board looks like dog shit. Still get to bet more like half the time. Holy c-bet. Exactly. And then I just think people get to these boards and they c-bet 25% of the time or something when they have the overpair that needs protection in the top pair. Or the flush, the shit they can go broke with, pretty much is the c-bet range for newer and inexperienced players on 3 low card boards when they're fairly shallow. And they might use the bad sides when they're trying to bluff. So we're gonna improve on that. Look at these spots. And then once we get to the turn, look at our turn barreling frequencies and the cut type of cards and spots we want to just be polar or where we want to just give up. So yeah, let's get right back into it. Can I just go here? Yes, I can. Boom. Kind of just cheated, but that's okay. B money, since you're here and you're not playing tables until 1, I'm gonna use you first. Unless you just dip set on me.
55 feels good here.
In game, how often are you betting this, honestly?
Probably close to frequency. I might even bet this too much. I don't
Overbet.
not overbetting. I probably betting too high of a frequency here. Probably exceeding the 50%. I like betting when I have queen high and a spade and I can improve and I can't really, if I check back kind of in hell, I think you could just go 55 and you could fire a lot of turns.
What are you doing with ace 9 with the spade? The 9 of spades.
Ace 9 with a spade?
Yes, sir.
I'm probably checking that back because I have the gutty and the over, and I can so I can really call. I look at it in terms of if I check back, can I call a turn barrel? So unless there's not many cards other than a pair that I can call a turn barrel here. I mean, I guess a spade. But if I have an ace 9 here, I have a gutty and over a flush draw. I could still call a turn bet.
And get to the river. Your ace high can be good. You have. Let's see how that works out. He's gonna go 55 here. I am gonna ask around. So if you guys if you have questions yourselves, or things you want to interject with, I think that's fine. That's what this group is here for. Yep. With the spade, you are mixing, and it is reasonable. I
Yeah,
will say this will be
I'm
opponent
probably betting
dependent.
more often than not here. I'm probably too frequent.
Yeah, I mean, an aggressive. It's a double-edged sword. I do
Yeah,
think there are B money times in tournaments where you want to consider where we are, 25, 50% of the field, 30% of the field, how that's going to affect your utility. Do you want to see that at all versus some of these ranges, right?
right.
And what that looks like, how our strategy would adjust as we get deeper. So this is Chippy V, right? So yeah, we're just gonna have those conversations in some of these spots today because I think they're important to moving up and getting more consistent. So we do bet literally clicked on, and this is a cool little raise size that I don't think is utilized by myself enough. I like this. Obviously, you're folding.
Yeah, just get out of here.
Ace nine, if you did happen to bet that, which you mix with, obviously you can't fold that. No, I
Um,
mean let's just look at it. I want to see. Ace nine's never folding. You can see it right there. It's just never folding. Queen
yeah.
jack's gone, all this stuff. But let me do this. Close that one. Because the hand's like flop ace nine. Look what you're doing with the spade, sir.
Getting squirrely.
On the flop, you're just not really checking.
This is the flop strategy?
Yes, sir. No flop check. Not really. I mean, I'm just saying, like, you
Yeah.
can, of course. You're not losing. And that's the thing, you're not making a mistake, right? But if you're in these spots looking for situations to bet, I think for myself, like, I tell myself I check this board too much. You do 50% of the time, which is reasonable. But if we're finding some hands in our range we want to bet, it's going to be these offsuit with our spade. All the other shit is kind of easy. I mean, if we're ace 10 with spades, seven, uh, you're never going to bet these lower ones. This stuff is easy. Top pair is betting for needing protection. Over pair is betting for protection. Checking without the spade for kings, which is pretty cool. And ace is mixing check. A lot of check with no spade. So, oh, return strat. Oh, we didn't see the turn. We'll see enough hands. I just want to keep it moving. Right. All right, go ahead, B money.
This is interesting. This might
Oh, I'm sorry, Larry. I missed that.
see. I would normally see bet this like 100%, but I actually saw a sim where you're going to be checking this a lot. This board. Um, I'm going to say check here. I'd probably just be wrong.
Checking. Okay. Pucks, you checking or betting? If you have a mic, cool. If not, it's fine as well. No mic, but you can be honest, what would you do in game? Mostly betting, check, maybe 25%, maybe. Okay. Kristen, you see betting or checking?
I would see bet because of the ace hits us in the under the gun really well. So I feel like a natural bet.
I'll be honest with you, if I'm in game, I'm probably autopilot see betting this and not even thinking too much about it and not knowing. I just would not check here. Like, I don't think I'm ever checking in game. But I mean, it could be a mistake, and maybe I haven't studied this spot enough on ace low low. Obviously, ace low low is going to be mixing a lot of smaller bets, not bigger. He has straights. I don't think we get to be 83 or anything here. So one of these two bets, probably reasonable. I wonder if check is good, but
Yeah,
uh,
I think it's mostly betting. I think
yep.
no.
I mean, the EV for betting is higher. I usually just quarter pot here and not know any better. But let's look at the range in general. You can see it over here. It's cheating, and it was this showing the whole time?
Oh, I wasn't looking.
Bullshit.
no, I looked at the
You're a
spot.
poker player. You're a poker player. I'm calling your. I can't believe you. No, I'm kidding. You said yeah. It makes sense though. It's really good. Look how much checking we do beat money. Like checking 35% of the time. I'm griefing this spot because I'm probably betting 85% of the time.
I think a button versus big blind we were seeing a few weeks ago that it's mostly checking, I think.
This ain't button versus big blind. No, this is
Yeah.
UTG versus BB.
Think about the range though. He's got to be tighter calling from the. So he's actually got some strong ace X in his big blind calling range.
Ace
So
10-0 plus. He doesn't 3-bet ace queen O.
right. So you're right. So in this spot, you're like, and a lot of his ranges, you're actually ahead of a lot of his range. So when you check, you're keeping in all of his 7-8. You know what I mean, right? So like, what do you're literally just targeting worse hands when you bet here.
You get worse default and better to call.
Yeah, exactly.
Worse default and better to call. It's a funny little game we play.
Yep.
Yeah, this is a nice spot. Nice hand to learn from. He's got a lot of 4x and 5x. They can fuck our range up. True. And Pete, this is a spot where I think in game, your opponents, and by us understanding the strategy, you get to understand what your opponent should be doing. So when you see your opponents range betting small in spots where they shouldn't have a small bet, you should fuck with them. And I take every opportunity I can if I'm playing well to do that. Checker bet.
I'm just checking. We have our best non-paired hand.
All right. Are you? Yeah, this is easy. I mean, this is easy as hell. But are you betting any of your ace 10 plus, offsuit, suited, whatever? Are you betting any ace 10 plus for any size?
Yeah, I think we have to start betting that because I think when he checks, he doesn't have any 4x.
What size would you use?
I probably default just go 55 because I don't want to go too big. I don't want to go small, and that's like my small turn size. I think everything else probably just forces him out.
Okay. Let's see that because I think that's a very interesting question. And I would imagine there's people in this group right now, without going around the horn, that are just checking turn with a lot of those ace X as well, feeling like they get one street or using the small size. So that's a good spot to look at. I still keep doing the wrong thing. Why am I built like this? There. Small as hell and no 55. You condense your value range by going big. Yeah, that makes sense. Probably just
Look how
wanna go
linear we
small.
are with our bet sizing, with our ace X, our suited ace X,
Yep.
depending on kicker.
Just go. So we can just go 20 or 33 here.
Mm-hmm. And Puck said yes for a small size. Gold star. Well done. Sweet. Let me go back here. Checker bet.
This check. No bet.
All those hands that you mixed check with, those ace X, if you happen to check the turn, did you bet river?
Yes.
What size?
Again, I would just go 55 because I don't know which big.
55. Pucks, 76. How about yourself, James? If you got here, checked it through with your ace king, it will happen. I know everybody ain't sure betting ace king, ace queen, ace 10. If you bet any of those, James, what size would you bet river or check? And if so, what size? He gone. Skate.
Sorry, I was on mute.
Oh, it's all good, buddy.
Yeah, any ace. So would I bet any ace here? Any ace X combo? Ace 10, 18.
Yeah, yeah, you got
Um,
ace 10 off plus, ace 3 suited plus. So if outside of ace 4, are you betting like ace 10, ace jack, ace queen if you check turn?
and the guy's been calling down our bets.
No, I mean
Right?
in this hand we check through to the river.
Oh, we checked through. So yeah, if I got an ace here, yeah, I'm gonna bet.
What
If
size?
we check through to the river.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I would value bet here. Maybe 51.
Keep in more,
51%,
just go
right?
like half pot. Some people are going
Yeah.
4.5. Yeah, I get it. So it's good. I'm just seeing a lot of bets and I'm just checking to see people's river frequency on these 4-line boards. We feel like he's a bit capped. But maybe he's tricky enough. This is the solver to mix in some checks, feeling like our range is pretty capped and some of it needs to bluff. But B Money says he is certainly betting and probably going what, 76?
I said 55, so 51.
Czechoslovakia.
Oh, no, not with this hand though. I'm checking this.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah. With those other hands. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Oh, I hate how they changed that, man. Where's Matt at? He's the only one that fucking reminds me to not do that. Let's see those hands. You guys nail it. And looking on the river. Well done, James. Absolutely crushed it. With an ace, he checks, I'm a betting. He's a checking, I'm a betting. All of them. And mixing in a good amount of bluffs as well.
Is ace 10 sizing up more than ace queen?
76. Ace queen's mixing, yeah. Ace queen's mixing a bit more. Very interesting, right? Look at ace 8.
Weird reverse blocker effect there.
Yeah. So yeah, you just bet a lot here. Half the time, just not using the king highs, the middling paint stuff that has some. This shit all has showdown. So yep, super cool spot. Let's do a few more. Got to step away, be back in 10. No problem, brother. Yeah, just win. Cool. Let's give somebody else an opportunity. Thank you, B Money.
Welcome.
Larry,
Hey, sixes.
how you doing, brother?
I'm all right. This hand is tough.
Is it?
I think, so my intuition tells me that we have a significant range advantage across, the entire spectrum here.
Okay.
So I think either it's my intuition or the linear equity graph on the right, one of the two.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So,
It didn't show the strategy though.
yeah,
What
true.
you should bet.
I think we get to bet here. I think we get to bet. We might get B50s here. I think that lockdown equity pushes down our sizing, so a straight is available. I think,
Okay.
B50, B55.
You know what's interesting? How difficult you make the decision, right? Like I think you guys like we need to get in a situation where we're not trying to be exactly precise. How many times have we done this and we see the EV mixes between 2 or 3 things and it's not a mistake either way? We got to get comfortable knowing I'm probably betting a lot. Sure, I want to mix 33. Sure, I want to mix 55. It's probably not going to be a fucking big mistake either way. I think this guy is XYZ, so I want him to do this and making that adjustment. This point in the tournament, my stack is more valuable, so I'm going to do this. We just got to be fluid, right? Like, you're probably not making a mistake by, if you want to go 55 here sometimes. If you go 33, is it that big of a mistake?
Let's go 83.
I mean, no, no. That's too much for this board. But look, like this is what I'm saying. Like right out the gate, I just know between these two options, it doesn't matter. Even going small, it's fine. If you're deep as hell in a tournament, it's going to push down your 25% of the field, 17.5 of the field, and you got 25 bigs here versus big blind range, 20, 25. You don't ever need to really use 83, 60 or something like that in that spot deep.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you know what I mean, Larry? Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think that during game you want to be fluid and be able to know intuitively what to do. But in
Snap.
order to get there, I think that you maybe the opportunity to think more deeply about a hand is in practice when you're using a trainer.
And no, like in practice, even in like a lot of these too high card board spots, it should be like my under the gun range is either betting small or big and mixing. And then you
Yeah.
just get to decide in your EV between any of the three decisions between you going really small, medium, or big is going to be this a lot. So I'm just trying to teach you that because we've looked at this, right? On these boards a lot. So you
Yeah, this is a
guys
range
like
bet.
putting too much fucking like you're like scared and overthinking it. Like I don't give a shit if you go 33 or 55. It's okay. You need to be determining what's better in the moment to make the most money. Sometimes just going small to induce this range is great and you want action. Sometimes you want to push equity versus some dude that's calling too much. Sometimes you have the spade with the 2 overs, you don't mind going big because this guy's just not folding inelastically.
Well, yeah,
So,
I mean, look
yeah.
at how much we're betting in the
Dude.
SAG report. It's ridiculous.
Never, I mean, yeah, and then like in all these models, what do you see in a lot of these models? Multiple bet sizes. What's the difference in the EV between the bet sizes? A lot of times. Hundreds of like not much EV. So you like bursting your brain thinking you made a big mistake with some weird bet size one time is not your mistake, is not why you're losing in poker.
Sixes
You know what I mean?
has, poker has given people strokes before. Brain bursting strategy.
Yeah, but it doesn't need to be like that. You don't need to beat yourself up over these decisions, is what I'm trying to teach you. Just
Yeah,
bet
that's a good
something
point.
a lot. And then try to be a poker player and decide if versus this opponent in this moment, if big or small is good. That's poker. You can see the solver, but is your opponent like in this moment, do you need to risk 55 to accomplish the same thing 33 is going to do? Do you want to go 55 because you want to induce more? Or put more in the pot because this guy continues, it's good, right? Like either way.
Yeah.
So that's why it just like when I hear people approach these situations, say, "Ooh, it's tough." No, it's not. Bet something a lot. Either way, it can't be that bad. Like, so I'm sorry, that was a long rant, but it's really the way we think about the game in these spots and how we can approach them, which makes it easy, right?
That's why I come here for the occasional sixes rant.
No, I mean I'm just trying to be honest, right?
So we're not folding it with an open ender. Our pot odds are what, 26%, like 30 something to hit. So, and we have an over. So we're gonna call.
Okay. Ace Jack with the spade, calling or jamming?
Ace jack with a spade to this check raise. We're calling, I think.
I'm just asking, would you ever have a rip with Ace Jack with the spade?
Huh.
Ace Queen with the spade? What are you doing with Ace Queen?
Ace king with a spade,
Ace
I'm
Queen.
more likely to call with the spade. Without a spade, I'm more likely to rip.
No
What are our
spade
shoves
rip.
here? So I think I don't
Yeah.
know if we have shoves. I think we probably have like click frags with like sets, maybe. So like, what would my raises be? So my
Yeah, what
raises
would your
would be,
raises be in a spot like this?
my raises would be hands that have high equity, but have a little bit of fragility. So maybe like queen 10 would be an interesting raise. I think queen 10 would probably raise a lot.
Jack 9
We
of
go with queen
clubs.
10 sixes.
Queen 10, top two, just running it as good as it gets. Everything makes us sick on the turn, and he's seen
Two
enough.
pair, yeah, two pair, very good hand with equity, but it has certain fragility.
I ask about the ace jack with the spade because I'm out of there. Like
Yeah,
beats
so
somebody
we
was
want the spade
spoiling.
to shove.
Like even with like you can mix with the spade, the EV is gonna be about the same, but brother.
Yeah, I
I
think
mean
against
jamming and
population,
calling.
I mean, population doesn't have the right amount of check raise bluffs.
You think
So
about
this,
that, but Jen, you could also make the argument that there's going to be certain times outside of their check raise bluffs where you have enough equity to run it. You don't
yeah,
mind rebuying. It's early. It's great to get a stack, and who gives a shit if you bust and you can just snap. You know what I mean? Like,
I
it's like,
do.
yes. So there's going to be times where you shouldn't. You should just be like, this is enough equity. Let's run it. It's at the mid or bottom of my buying range. Like, what are we doing here?
Look, we're running it with the eights, unblocking their continues, right? Then
Yep.
what about queens? We slow play queens blocking their continues. And then aces are like, do we shove
Your
more with an
queen
ace with the
10.
spade or shove less with ace with the spade?
Queen 10's going. I like the queen 10, by the way. It's fine.
Yeah, we can mix, it looks nice.
Aces, just GG yourself.
Doesn't matter. Or we shove a
Kings
little
and
less with the
spades.
spade, but doesn't matter.
No spade, you're gonna shove less, but it's still just GG.
Yeah, it's G. You can decide to GG
Yeah.
yourself.
It's the same kind of thing as like yeah, it's the ace jack. When you have the ace of spades, you can call more just because if spades come, you get paid more. You're but yeah, I mean if you have
You get the semi bluff more on turns when he checks when spade
right.
comes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Pretty much. You get the I mean when you have
Right.
the like the king of spades here, like you don't want to go crazy with that. But
No, because then I mean you could lose to the ace of spades. So why would you do that?
yeah. So yep, sorry. Long-winded one. So we're calling here never folding. He says correctamundo. You can't fold. Fun times. Please go small. Oh, ever
Yeah.
folding.
Yeah, we can't fold yet.
Ah.
No, I'm thinking about folding. We
fold.
don't have a spade.
Skate was coming out of left field to drop the fold bomb. Yeah, I mean, your call is worth nothing and you hate your life and you cannot put in more money when he bets again and you're behind and there's four to a straight out there. There's a flush out there. And your hand really is, I guess you can improve to the straight, right? A better straight,
But yeah. This is an interesting line. Let's see what he does. So do we get to turn this into a bluff at any frequency?
Nope.
I think we might get to, so do we have any important blockers? We're important. Well,
let them
not
cook.
really.
Let them cook, guys. Let them cook.
We don't really have important blockers. Well, we are blocking the straight. I think we can shove this at some frequency.
All right, Skate, you ever jamming this? Skate or die?
Sorry, Larry, but I'm not. The he doesn't have enough behind. The SPR is kind of is shit. You cannot bluff this. It's a fold.
I think we can bluff this in a little bit. I think we can bluff this a little bit.
I just
Getting our turn, we can turn our marginal showdown, which we need to call for because of pot odds. I think we can bluff this a little bit.
All right, somebody's gonna be right. Somebody's gonna be wrong. I just
Maybe
wanted
I'm wrong,
to have
like-
that in. Dead.
Oh,
Doesn't
yeah,
that
you
bet kind of just
I should have listened
look
to
like
you.
he's beating you?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like when Skate said the SPR, man, you almost brought a tear to my eye.
Well, at least the
like,
shove is better than the call.
never fold. Yeah, the shove is better than the call. The calling year's cooked. I guess you can get somebody in live poker to feel like you only have the nuts here, and they would fold something really strong. Right? You get somebody in live poker to fold something they should never fold here when they do this, I guess. But yeah, I get the solver is just not stupid. Oh!
Woo!
Larry's right and Skate's right. Made a blunder, an error, but got two pair to fold. And not this two pair in real poker or in real life. Somebody goes small with like a 9. I think you get a 9 to fold. Kind of crazy. How many people
Yeah.
would induce you and go for it in real poker in live? I don't know. Cool. Let's do another one.
This is an interesting hand. So we have such a high bet frequency here. I think we're gonna just bet this. I think we're gonna bet it. I like a B33 here. We're a lot more shallow. Our SPR is what, 4?
What percentage of your range are you betting on this board do you think you get to bet? We've cheated multiple times. You've had the quiz, the cheat sheet there.
Yeah, I think we're
multiple times.
betting like 85, 90% of our range here.
85, 90%. Okay. Beats, do you differ? Are you betting here? How much of your range? Dead to me. Aaron, you here?
Yeah, but I don't know how much of my range I'm betting here. Probably like 60%. This I'd probably check. It's low XPR and nothing can go wrong.
Checking this at a low SPR because there's not a turn he can make you fold. And you're checking 60% of your range here.
That was just a random guess. That's really connected, so.
All right, let's see. Larry going 33 and betting 85%. Never checking, Aaron. Ever. And betting a lot. But if you did check, like you said, like it wouldn't be the biggest mistake in the world. You know what I mean?
I think
Yeah,
you
but
could
I don't bet
definitely
enough
click
on flops.
You know.
super high equity hands like this into your checking range sometimes. But
No,
probably
you
not
can't. Not on this
in this
board.
range versus range.
Who got it right? I mean, personally, I see this board. I can't imagine. I think I would be like, nah, I might accidentally check something like ace-8, not knowing any better, but just bet your range.
Yeah,
Right.
this is a range bet board. Okay.
Yeah, range. Look how much you're checking here, guys. Aaron, you said 60%. Oh, we gonna learn today. We got better at poker already.
Nice.
Do you think the frequency goes down as we get deeper? Because we can discount like their ace queen and their 9s and their 8s, right? Like they just when they call off 20, they have a lot of trash.
Yep, and here's the big blind calling range. 7s plus are gone. Ace queen, O plus gone. From the pre-flop range. Obviously, as we get deeper, they will be calling ace queen O at 40. Having more of this stuff as a call range. Your frequency will go down, but you will still be able to bet a lot. So just remember, the shallower the stack that we got to discount some of this stuff, right? But he still has jack 10s in there, right? At full frequency. It's not like he's the devoid of having the nuts or strong hands or all these queen X, right? All the fucking queen X are still in there. And you're still betting, right? Because he has all this garbage. And your population will defend with garbage. So this is the board you should be betting.
Can you click on our strategy?
Yes, sir. There we go. Look how much 55 you get to go as well, even at 20 bigs. I think there's a tendency to autopilot 33 in these spots as well. Au contraire, mon frere, you got to be still betting big a lot. Let's unclick that so you can get a reasonable view. And you can also go small.
Can you press the up arrow and just see how the strategy changes as we get deeper?
Briefed it, right? 25. You're betting, you're never checking at 25, 30, 35. Damn, you're just never checking.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Yeah. So I thought at 40 you would get checks, right? Because you know what happened at 40? This shit's back in there.
It's still 90. It's still 90%. Though.
I mean, it's still 90%. It's just the highest we've seen. But don't psych yourself out.
Yep,
It
just
looks
bet.
connected. Just bet. And it's important for us to see our EP range, which is pretty strong and condensed. We don't have as much garbage. So don't be afraid to bet. This is why this is good. So cool. I want to see some more turn spots, but it's fine. We'll do a few more hands. Let's do One more here, and then we'll move on. One more person, and then get to final table, do some ICM warm-up stuff.
You want me to do this last one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this is interesting, right?
No, it's not.
Slap the nuts.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, it is. Thinking of like, do you ever get to utilize a bigger sizing? Ever checking?
And we're a
Nope.
little bit deeper. So, I check sometimes here, but, and I think we're gonna get checks here.
With
But
this hand?
yeah, I think so.
Really?
We are unblocking his ace of spades. I think we're gonna trap more with ace of spades if we had ace of spades, nine of spades. I think we can either, let's be 20.
Larry, how much in game on this board, if you had to guess with your entire range, you it's showing it over there. But
I think we check about 23.3%.
keep forgetting to close that. I mean, personally, I don't think I'm ever trying. I mean, maybe a little bit. It has to be a specific opponent type versus a blind Iggy person defending here. Even though Iggy people spaz out, I probably still bet a ton. I'm having a hard time imagining checking.
I think we can bet
Really?
20% here. I think we can exploitatively go down in size.
I thought it was,
Skate, were you saying something, brother?
no, I would think it's a lot of a check because it's monotone against the big blind, low, low, low.
You think you do get to check?
I mean, maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure.
No, yeah, I understand. It's good. It's 3 low cards connected under an 8, and it's versus the big blind who defends like a lot of suited hands, right? So I
Yeah.
get it. I get why you want to check, but I
Yeah.
get why I'm just betting a lot. I just bet a lot. Probably go 25%, 20% here. Like I'm not maybe with my entire range if I open king jack off. Yeah, I'm just having a hard time imagining checking. But yeah, we're gonna go small.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like with this hand, personally, at this SPR this deep, I would never mix check in. I would actually just never check. But I want to see. I mean, we'll go back and look at it. Just calling to keep in, or are you gonna get feisty and push?
Yeah, so we got the dream here. Unless he has 4-3, so we're gonna just call. I don't think we ever raise this. I think raising this against population is insane. We might have raised against solver, but I think we're gonna have calls against solver as well.
I would just
Maybe we
pure
need to
call.
exploitatively fold. I mean, he could have
Stop it.
the ace of spades here. Yeah, we just call.
Yeah, James says I bet large here. I think since you're betting a reasonable amount of your range here, something like 75%, 70%, since you're betting that frequently, you're gonna wanna have a lot of bluffs, right, James? So you're gonna wanna mix in a lot of small bets when you're betting that frequently. Small and frequently and large and infrequently are things we'll see a lot in the solver. But obviously the EV of going small in some of those spots is gonna be fine. But yep, just calling here. Never raising really. I mean it does. I would never raise, but it's good. It's losing a little bit of EV, but that's nor here nor there. Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is an interesting hand. So
Yeah.
I don't think solver's going to check back here. I think solver's gonna. I mean,
What's
he's
the
just
first thing you're thinking about when you see this? What's the first thing you should be thinking about?
PTSD.
Nope.
How much I'm affected by PTSD.
Nope. Why do we have monsters under the bed with the fucking king high flush? It's ridiculous.
Paired board, man. Paired
Who
board.
cares? Take my money.
So what's the first thing I should think about when what happens?
Right now, it gets to you. What should you be thinking about doing?
Geometrically sizing at some frequency.
Nailed it. Right? Like we're just thinking about how to get the money and what we need to bet to create the SPR to get the money in. I mean, it's not like rocket science. Like we want to stack trips, worse flushes. He's going to need to call with combo draw, straight draw, flush draw hands for almost even a big bet, medium-sized bet that sets up the SPR. I don't think I'm thinking about much else in this spot, but what I need to bet to get the money in.
Yeah, so
I don't
think
know if
it's a-
that's right or wrong, but I'm never going small and I'm never checking. So what does that leave us?
that leaves you at B55.
Yeah, I
think
mean,
B55 is the closest to Go2, I guess, is what it's called or whatever.
yeah, like, I mean, that's all we're thinking about. I think like we're thinking about like, oh, this is I'm not thinking about this shit ain't interesting at all to me. It's what the hell do I need to bet to get the money in? I'm not thinking about getting coolered. I'm not thinking about ever folding. If he check raises, I'm never folding. If I'm coolered, I'm done, whatever. I'm not, it
I
ain't
think if
interesting.
you're a geek, you call it 2E. We're thinking about 2E sizing.
83 for James, 2E. So you're going 55.
Yeah.
55 puts in another 15, 16 bigs with that in the pot, 30 in there. Looks pretty good. Let's see if he's right. It actually doesn't go Geo.
Exploitative.
I would never do this.
Look at the check frequency. We get to
I mean, never.
Crap
You don't
check.
get to check. It's interesting, man. I would almost always go Geo here. Do we get to
yeah,
go
I
Geo
can
with
understand it. I
anything?
mean, he just capped
Because
himself, right?
you know what? I think he capped himself, and the fact that this would be so bad for even our overpair, we wouldn't want to go broke. Like the only range we can't balance this bet size, all right? This is a great spot to learn from. I'm gonna have to send this because I would never use this. But if you have aces, no spade or something like that, or yeah, aces are just checking.
I think we see this a lot when we call a check raise in position and they cap turn. I think there's a lot of even from the
Just
big
35 and 20 because we can't get it all from his range.
and they're
We look
all
at-
and it's condensed. But like he really condenses ranges when you do both ranges are really condensed.
And then you over condense it to a point where
He just
he
can't
can
call.
only have he needs a 6 or a flush, and he has other shit in his range. This is very
Sure.
good for me to see. I make the mistake here of setting it up geometrically.
It would be interesting to look at the solve here and then
Yeah,
filter
let's look
for
at
our
that.
flushes and see where and that's where
How much
all the
EV
traps
am I
are coming.
losing?
Because the
Much
board is
EV am I
paired, I mean, I
losing?
would imagine we want to get more value, but
55 is losing about a quarter of a bag. With some of this shit. Yeah, about a third of a bag. My God, dude. Losing like
So
half a fucking
our
bag.
traps like ace nine, are we trapping with our
Oh,
flush?
man. Jesus.
Well, no,
man.
ace nine of spades or ace nine
No,
of
that's better.
spades. We're betting.
We're trapping at some frequency,
So if
but
we
not
do
much.
this, I just have to see this. So we go 20, whatever they call. They have a lot of raises when you do that. Do we get to be polar as fuck? Yeah, never mind. This is why. Okay, I get it. Fuck being geometric, just be polar. Why be geometric when you could just be polar? And you get to have more hands in your range and these. Oh, it's just so nice. This is nice. All right, I've learned. Yeah, you just get to be polar as fuck on the river. That king nine, go for it. 86 or over bet. How much money would I losing by over betting? Not much. All right, cool. Super, super good spot. It's not a thing. It's just a mistake.
Yeah, we don't
Let's
break
stick with the
solid. Let's see if we generate a sad fold. We didn't get the fold. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, this is what doesn't this look? I'm so bad.
We
Jamming
shove.
up.
What are you doing on the B10? Get away from that B10.
Oh no, I'm just hovering for you.
Oh yeah,
we
shove,
cat
we
jamming?
shove.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Shove all
Yeah,
day. Yeah, it's
I
on-
was waiting for
only
you to
side.
say it. See, this is what I envision happening a lot of the time.
That's I'm sure he does not call that at full frequency to our size.
I mean, I'd be surprised if he folds ever.
I think
to our size. At 55.
Solver rolled a low frequency call with this combo.
Let's see. I mean, we can think like, is this that big of a mistake? God damn it. I can't justify it as bad. He gets turn leads, of course. I mean, he check raised. This would be his follow through frequency. Checking a lot. So we go 55 and Where's 4-5?
I calls. I'm wrong. It seems like
I mean, I just imagine a solver is never folding a pair in a straight draw, pair of flush draws. That's why I wanted to go 55 because I imagine they just don't fold enough of this range, but you accomplish a lot more by going
well.
small.
So let's look at how much of his. So when we go P55, we fold out 61% of his range. We've got the absolute nuts. Well, we got the second nuts. Well, now because it's a paired board. Never mind. We fold out a lot of his range, and that's maybe not ideal when we're so far up in our range.
Oops. This is what I wanted to see, right? When we under the gun. Never mind. I don't want to get lost in the matrix. I want to make this a simplified study session and not go too deep and get good. I got to be better about that.
Sixes, the rabbit hole is calling.
No, I know the rabbit hole. I can sit there for yeah, I can't do it. No. We are at 1 o'clock right now. Let's do some pre-flop stuff. Now, I hope we have
Next
some good
sixes, I appreciate
takeaways.
it. I gotta take off. I appreciate timing.
Hey, take care. Take care, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate you.
Bye, Larry.
See you later. Yeah. I just wanted to kind of just do a quick fundamental refresh of EP versus BB 20 to 40. I think obviously I say it a lot. Spending a lot of time in that wheelhouse is very beneficial because a lot of your tournaments, you're going to spend a shitload of time there, and that's when it matters. The 100 big stuff is good, but this stuff really matters. And then seeing, even though on some of the wet connected boards, how much you're supposed to be c-betting, how much, which sides you're supposed to be using. So I hope it was good. Make sure we're still mixing. Don't overcomplicate it, man. Don't oversimplify it. You can't be making that much of a mistake when you are betting between 55 and 30 sometimes, and then knowing that you do have some checks, but at the same time, when it's a two-tone board and you have a spade and you want to bluff, that's the time. These two-tone boards and you have a spade, you get to bluff. When you don't, that's when you check. You need the bluff. You need the blocker for your bluffs. So, yeah, you can see it even here. Shows it here. All these mixing, a lot of it spades. Cool. Let's get out of these and then do some quick ICM stuff. Close out all these because they're so much shit up. Cool. We're just going to test people's baseline knowledge and not even study the spot beforehand. I just want to see you guys squirm. What do you know about final tables? How do you do? You think? Yeah, let's just do it like this. All positions is fine. Are you able to plug in a hand if I give you an example? I had a hand the other day I'm curious about. If you posted in this chat, you have 12 of the world's best players, and we can talk about it. So, yep, go ahead. Feel free to type it in chat, my man. All righty then. Let's get someone else in the ring. Meatball. I'm
Hey,
always gonna put you
how
in
you
these
doing, man?
spots. Good. How about yourself, brother?
Doing good.
Great.
So-
Yep. 10 bigs
Last
at the
tip.
final table. You are, what is this? 6-handed.
I'm all in.
He's all in. Catch. Okay. This might be a simple all in, and you're the shortest, right?
Yes.
What about ace deuce through ace 5? Are you jamming ace deuce suited? All your suited aces.
Not all of them. Like down to, but it's pretty liberal. So down to ace 4 suited, I would do, and then the others would probably be like ace 9 and ace 9 offsuit and above.
What are you doing with your king 10, queen 10 offsuit? Are you jamming those?
King queen offsuit's getting jammed. King 9 suited and above. Probably queen jack suited and above.
Okay. Suited 10s in there?
Jack 10 suited, yeah.
Okay. So trying to play this game where you guys are going to get good and you're going to be able to be present in these moments and visualize ranges, right? We
Yep.
operate by constructing the range from these charts that we look at all the fucking time.
That's
You look
true.
at this all day. I mean, this is going to be a cheat sheet. We'll see. All in here, this is easy. Almost nailed it. I was going to ask about the pairs, but suited tens, king nine. Look at Meatball getting better at the game. I love it. I love this shit. I mean, we missed ace three. I don't care about that. I didn't even ask you about the pairs, but you got all this right. Missed the king jack slightly. It's 0 EV anyway. I don't care. Get this stuff right. Nail it.
Cool.
Well done, brother. All right, so we get this. Cool. Give us a hard spot. Nice. Now what?
Let's be
Be 100% honest what you would do in game.
I hate it. God, I hate it.
So if you hate it so much, just fold, right? Or are you going to, or do you like, would you do something in game? I don't want to know what you think you should do. What would you do here in game?
I'd probably re-raise this guy because I don't really care about the big blind. So I'd
What
probably
size would you go?
3-bet 6.
3x, and he is 3-betting this. Damn, he's savage. We lost set habs and gained a meatball. Okay. So is this the bottom of your 3-bet range? You're using your suited eights?
No. Probably calling like, I don't know, 10 down to like 10-8 suited, I'm probably gonna call. Even queen 8 suited, I'm probably gonna call. I'm probably gonna 3-bet king, like 3-bet king 8 suited and above here. 3-bet 10s plus, 3-bet
Okay.
9 off plus, and call suited aces. God, I'm trying to remember my chart. My brain hurts.
I mean, you got a chart for this spot in an asymmetrical situation that you remember off the top of your head. They're gonna be writing books about you, bro. It's writing movies about you. That ain't easy.
It's just some general guidelines I've tried to put into my thick head.
Okay. Just gives me a basic idea. I'm just trying to get a basic idea of how you're constructing a range here. I'm hearing some flats with some suited eights. I'm hearing some 3-bets, some flats with some suited aces, 3-betting this. You're all over the place. And you know that can't be, that's probably not it.
Probably
like
not.
It ain't it, Chief. No. And it's wide as hell at a final table with a 6 big stack behind. Let me see. Who do I think would have an interesting? B Money's playing poker right now. Beats, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Putting your ass. You're playing poker too?
No.
Oh, I just heard a click. I'm sorry. I heard that's B Money's mic. Cool. What are you doing? What's your strategy here start with this hand? And then I'll quit you on the other spots.
This hand and this hand, this is actually more to the fact that DV has 6. Is I'm probably flatting this more than raising it at the bottom.
Okay.
So kind of doing a little bit of a reverse with the bottom of my range because he has 6. But suited 10s I'm raising, so suited 10s plus wheel suited aces, raise, get the middle, raise, probably like ace queen suited plus.
6, you're going 3x?
2.7.
Okay.
Probably not a full 3x.
Damn. I don't know about you guys' strategies. Sounds crazy. I mean, you're playing a lot.
Actually, no, I'd probably go 3x just because it's big blind all in.
Ace 10 off plus real quick. I don't want to spend too much time.
Yeah, ace 10 off plus probably just 3x.
Okay.
That.
Let's see how we all did here.
Ace 10 may split some with flats.
Visualize what you're going to do with your range here before we take a look. We're seeing some call here. This is on Meatball. You were calling. No, Meatball's ass was 3-betting this shit. The 3x, right?
Yes.
You all like Meatball.
Yeah, I
Look
see.
at, I mean, look at all this. Look at this. Look at this. Range, we got to tighten it up. Just tighten the hell up. Look at King 10. It's barely making money. This shit is not making money, really,
Yeah.
as a flat. It's just, it's there, but it's break even practically.
But is
Zero EV, King Queen.
it tight because of the big blind?
It's tight because final table, because the big blind, because what are you gonna do? 3-bet King 10 and fold it? You've
Yeah.
turned King 10 suited into a bluff. You don't want to turn like some of this stuff, these jams. I'll probably just 3-bet. Our 3-bet size is 3x. Nailed that, G man. You got that. Look how tight this range is. And we're gonna see this, and I'm glad we're doing this because whew, ranges sounded way too all over the place, too many hands played, too much of a weird mixed strategy. And let's take note of how we approach more hands moving forward.
All right.
You playing this?
No, fold.
I'm gonna ask you specific one-hand ranges. 9-10 suited, player no.
Yes, I'll probably call.
Queen Jack suited. Obviously, if you're calling 9-10, you're calling Queen Jack. Ace
Right.
Jack offsuit.
No, fold.
Ace Queen offsuit.
Re-raise, 3-bet, 6.
Ace 5 suited.
3-bet,
Ace 8
Six.
suited.
fold.
You see how I did?
I think I screwed up the ace-8 suited and the ace queen.
Let me see. I think I want to call somebody else in this spot because this is the spot that exists on some sites where you get to the final tables deeper. Us American grinders grinding on Iggy and Global and shit. You ain't never seen this in your life. You ain't never coming to these final tables that deep. Aaron,
What now?
are you playing your suited nines here? King 9 suited, Queen 9 suited, Jack 9, 10-9 suited. To this UTG
This is
open as
final
a chip
table?
leader. Yes, sir.
Oh, chip leader.
Mm-hmm.
I might be 3-betting them. Yeah, I feel like suited tens. I'd 3-bet bluff actually.
Okay. Suited 10s, King 10, Ace 10, Jack 10, Queen 10, just 3-betting those. 3x.
Yeah, and maybe offsuit jacks too.
Is there a suited ace you would fold here? Any of your suited ace, would you fold ace deuce suited?
Ace, I'd rather ace 2 than ace 7. So at least it's a wheel.
So
like
you're
ace
folding
6
ace
to
7
ace
suited?
9 suited. I don't
Yeah.
think I would fold, but that would be the least happy with.
Okay, and
And-
if you're not folding them, are you flatting those? Well, yeah, I mean, we're gonna have these spots, right? Like we're gonna have a suited ace here versus an under the gun one open, under the gun open. We need to know when we're deeper, 50, 60 plus, because it will happen. Should we ever be folding? Ever folding a suited ace? And if we're not, do we get flats?
In real
Right.
life, I think I can get away with just flatting and not getting squeezed off my ass by every super aggressive player that's going to go crazy at a final table.
James says he's flatting. Cool. I'm imagining you could do a lot of 3-betting. And maybe, yeah, I mean, I would do a lot of 3-betting. I'm not sure. Does ace deuce suited? That's the one I'm not sure of myself. Do we get to fold ace deuce, ace 3 suited? Do we fold ace 6, ace 7? As a chip leader in a mid stakes, low stakes, final table as a chip leader, I would just never fold and 3-bet every single one. 2.5 to 3x, depending on their size. And try to be a boss, but we'll see. Yep, never fold. And this is what I'm saying. I didn't see this before, but this is what I'm saying. Like, if you're the chip leader in these spots, guys, and I'm at like you're thinking about folding ace 6, ace 7, ace 9, and shit like that, bro, go ham. 3-bet. I don't think I would ever fold one to an open if I'm the chip leader. So cool. Too nitty at these final tables. Look at it. And Aaron outside of the Jack 10, you know. The rest, if you mix 3-bet with these, it's reasonable. I don't hate it. 9-10's not in there, by the way. I was asking about 9-10 suited. Ace Jack, you said you would fold. It's 0 EV. I don't mind, but you're the chip leader, and I want you to learn how to be a boss. I don't want you to be a nit bitch forever. You can't do it. You gotta learn how to eat people alive. And I wasn't calling you a nit bitch, G-Man. You know what I mean? I was
Yeah, that's how I
just
took it.
like in general. I don't want people to be too nitty.
I'm crying myself to
then-
sleep tonight.
Yeah.
I'm very hurt by this whole thing.
You're about to go spaz out tonight and just fucking speak.
Cry myself to sleep on the pillow.
Nah, you the man.
All right, what am I doing here?
Yes.
I'm pulling this.
Okay. Folding this. How about once again, six-handed, ace deuce through ace five.
I probably won't fold a suited ace, and I'll 3-bet ace 10 and offsuit and above. 3-bet nines and above. 3-bet king 10 suited and above. King jack off and above. Does that work? Let's
King
go with
queen
that.
O. What about the offsuits? What about
Yeah, king jack, king
10
jack
O?
off and
King jack
above.
off.
So king queen off is getting 3-bet.
What size?
3. Triple his bet.
3x.
All right, sick.
6.9.
Yeah.
Do you need to go 3x? Can you accomplish the same thing by going slightly smaller?
I don't know. 2.3, yeah, maybe. But I'm lazy, so I'll probably just go 6. So I'll probably just go 6.
Just go 6-9 just because you can remember it and it's easy. Let's see it. All right. Folding this easy. And ace 10 O. Look how much flagging we're doing.
Oh,
Three
God.
betting this portion, these suited tens and things like that. We looked at this before. It hurts to get 4-bet off this equity. And this time there's no short stack behind. Look at queens. Look at jacks. You said you were 3-bet nines plus. Probably the biggest mistake. Mid-stakes final tables. People getting it in with 8s, 9s, 10s and shit. Ace queen getting it in too much.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing that. I don't think I've ever not 3-bet jacks here.
Yeah, just a pure flat. And we're 50 effective here. I think that could be a function of you not playing shallow final tables or deeper final tables as much and having that experience. Kings
That's
is a
very possible.
year flat. Although if you made the mistake of 3-betting, it wouldn't be catastrophic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I don't think I've ever 3-bet. I don't think I've ever flatted kings there. Jacks, queens, and kings are all getting 3-bet for me in this situation. Constantly.
Yeah, but this is going to change your game, and it's a function of when you get in these positions when there's a reasonable amount of money up top, and you flat these hands, and you have a very strong range behind. Like if you flat and you know these guys squeeze, you get post flop, you play the position, and you don't just cool yourself in some of these spots, and these guys make mistakes before you. Like I don't say I'm great and always flat kings here. I probably make the mistake of flat. I can flat jacks and tens, but I make the mistake of 3-betting kings too much here as well. We're learning something about these deeper SPR final tables. I wish we could look at shallower, but it's fine. Last one.
Let's see. I'm going to 3-bet this. I'm going to take him to 8. I'm going to go 4x.
4x. How about ace 10 suited?
Same thing.
We haven't learned anything yet, have we?
Okay, awesome. Nice.
We actually need to be learning something.
I hate falling from the small blind.
Why?
I don't know. Because someone at some point told me that I should be 3-betting there more.
That guy, whoever told you that, is no longer playing poker. They went broke. They actually went broke. Whoever told you flatting in a small blind never is bad, they're not playing poker anymore. I can promise you. It's true against late position opens and chip BV or cash, but not here. Yes, and whoever told you that should add context to situations where that's going to be true and not true. I think too many people hear things and apply it to all stages of poker. I try to give you guys the playbook of, hey, we're learning chip EV. Hey, we're at 17.5% of the field. We're at 20 because you need to be thinking about that stuff in your game and how your range should change and how your opponent's ranges should change. And if they're not, that's how you exploit and make money. Sorry about the rants. You're raising this to 8. James, are you raising this?
No. No, actually, I like the call here, because the under the gun is leading in. I like to call and see if I can catch a couple diamonds here.
Okay, how about pocket tens, pocket jacks?
Yeah, pocket tens, pocket jacks. Yeah, I'm probably gonna 3-bet those
Okay.
here, to 6. Just to see, because if he fires back, then I might be second guessing that. So if he 4-bets behind, then so yeah, I'll probably be betting on my tens and jacks just to see.
So
Just to
you're
see
three
where he's
betting
at.
those hands just to see, and if you get 4 bets, you're just gonna fold.
Well, no, I would be thinking about it. I guess I would at that point it would depend on the player, and other variables. But yeah,
So you're 3 betting. So when I ask you these questions about these spots, like, are you turning jacks and tens into a 3-bet bluff? Or are you 3 betting those for value?
3-betting for value, but also for information. I want to see, yeah, I want to see how he reacts to
Okay.
3-bet.
He reacts by going all in he goes all in. Are you calling at the final table
Well,
every time, sometime?
Tens probably not. Jacks maybe.
So essentially, we're using a hand that we're 3-betting for information with no blockers. Uncertain if it's good enough to get in a lot. And then we're sometimes going to use those as 3-bet folds. Sometimes we're going to call and get it in. You see how it could be an issue, right?
I see
And
that.
we don't want to have those kind of multifaceted issues at the final table with our range.
Agreed.
It's either you're 3-betting for value or you're 3-betting for bluff. You're either 3-betting to get it in or you're 3-betting to 3-bet fold. And you better have some damn good blockers for it.
So I don't know the answer.
No, and that's why we're here, brother. It's not about I mean, the great thing about poker is like none of us always have the answers. And we just do the best we can intuitively, and then we learn and then add that feather to our cap, right? Once we learn that concept. The concept
how
you
I
should be
learned.
thinking about, like, we don't want to be 3-bet bluffing getting it in these spots, or 3-bet indifferent, right? 50, can we put in 50 big blinds pre-flop with pocket tens? Is the answer yes or no? At a final table, do you ever want to get in pocket tens for 50 big blinds pre?
No.
Okay, so when you 3-bet, are you 3-bet bluffing with tens? Yes or no?
I guess yes then. I think
Okay,
so.
do you want to use that combo as
My
a
bluff.
3-bet bluff?
Jacks?
Yeah, I mean, here, and I would say the answer to doing this, it's a 3-bet, but I would never, and you see it's mostly flatting. I'm just like certain that you almost want to play a call strategy 50 plus here. And look, this is what I'm alluding to, and I'm leading you to. These are better 3-bet bluffs, right? Why? Why do you think these are better 3-bet bluffs, James?
I think you told me just a minute ago because of the blocker with the ace.
And when you get flat, what
I'm already
happens?
learning.
And what happens what happens when you get some flops? You either flop an ace, flop some 2-pair, nut flush draws, wheel draw, straight draw. Like there's a lot more that can go right for you, right? You 3-bet tens, and then he flats, and it comes queen high. You're in no man's land, right?
Right.
You're gonna bet something in him call, and then you just, I guess, give up. Like, can't double barrel bluff it. You check, he bets, you call, and then he bets again. I find, like, although it may be mixing a little bit, it may just be a lot easier than remember that it's mixing, that it's probably easier to play a call strategy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to say something, man. Listen, I learned so much on the study session last year. That was the very first study session I've ever joined in poker ever. All I've ever
Yeah.
done is watch some of these videos, man. So this is like super helpful because I don't ever even think about these spots usually until I'm in them, and then
Yep.
you got like 15 seconds to think about it or 20 seconds to think about it. So this is super helpful.
Yeah, we're just preparing for war here, man. You know these spots are going to come up. Somebody's going to open when you're at a final table and you're going to have ace-6 suited. Right? It's just you're just going to have ace and then like you can flat, you know, or you don't want to 3-bet bluff it or it's not and you just get a better understanding. You know you can't play king jack off anymore in these spots, right? And we're just cleaning up our game. It's really nice. This helps me a lot too. That was 5. That was no, this is 5. Go ahead, Meatball. Last one. Opening range, percentage, and are you opening this?
Okay. Let's think about it. Definitely opening.
Yep.
So definitely opening this one. So I'm gonna say range here is any ace,
Yep. Take care, Beats. See you, buddy.
any
Good luck,
pair.
man. Okay.
I'd probably go king 8. No, king 9
Nope.
offsuit and
Okay.
above. And
Offsuit 9s, and then all offsuit 10s. I'm assuming when you say and above. Jack
Oh,
10,
yeah.
Queen 10, King 10.
yeah, king 10. Yeah, king 10 off, king 10 suited, whatever.
No. This exercise involves us. When I ask you calling you guys to this spot, okay, you start here, offsuit aces. You go up, okay, I'm gonna open king 9 offsuit 10s. You got pairs over here, all pairs, right? I know you're opening the goods. You go over here, probably gonna go suited 9s. Maybe expand out to king 6 suited and then suited aces. And
Okay.
it's just right. I'm trying to teach you guys how to make this shit sharp. And when you'll be able to, wait till you start thinking in game like this. It's going to be great for you. Right? You're going to get to the button. You're like, all right, I get to open ace 5 off plus, a king 8 off. And then you just can visualize this range and how it expands and it contracts. But that's the way I want you to do this from here on out. Offsuit aces, go to your worst king if it's king 9. If it's king 10 off, go to your offsuit 10s and say, hey, I'm not opening jack 10 off every time here. Pairs, right? And then if you say you're opening king 9 suited plus or off suited 10s, you don't even have to tell me the rest of this. I know king jack. I know this is in there. If you're opening ace 5 suited plus, I know the rest is in there. And that's the way a lot of these ranges work. The plus is just going to be there. So, sorry.
Okay. So we're gonna do all the aces.
Yep.
Right? We're gonna
Yep.
do all the pairs. We're gonna
Yep.
do all the suited. We're gonna do all the suited aces. We're gonna
Yep.
do king 8 off and above. We're gonna do jack 10 off and above.
Yep.
Queen 9 off and above. And we're gonna do suited 8s.
And then rest. Okay, let's see. How about suited kings? What's the worst one you open?
All of them.
All of them.
I know.
Reading out. Beautiful, man.
Oh, yes. I didn't think that all the kings would be in there.
You missed 9-10, jack 9. We obviously are way too tight. You missed the suited 6s, the suited 5s, queen 4, jack 5. We can't be passing up. Well, we can't pass up like jack 7 suited, 9-10, 9-7 suited and stuff like that, you know.
True.
But this range in its entirety is 40%. That'd be way tighter. No, it's 40%'s tight, man, considering you need to be 50. I mean, you can be 45, 50, right, Puck? So you're opening like 5-10% tighter.
Okay.
Yep. Sweet. Someone else. Maybe 136. Maybe the last person. We'll see. Kristen, final table work.
Present.
All
Okay.
right. We opening this. We are covered here at this final table in this spot. So do you have an opening range here? Or are you calling this or folding?
I would fold this.
Okay, that's
I know
honest.
yeah, I would definitely fold it. My opening or calling, I think, would be Well, definitely raise a suited ace, any suited aces.
Okay.
I'd raise,
Ace 10 off plus, ace 8, ace 9.
ace, I would say ace 8 plus off.
Ace
I
8
would raise.
plus. Okay.
Or actually, I mean, maybe even just any offsuit ace as like a bluff. Or ace 4 plus off. That's what skates.
So this is Kristen's opening any ace on both sides of it, going ham as hell, out of position, covered at a final table. Watch
That's probably
out.
wrong.
Oh, I mean, maybe it's aggressive. It's an aggressive. It might be a mistake, but it's an aggressive one. We're covered.
Mhm.
There's a 6 big blind stack. I need you to use optics in this spot as well. We're at these final tables. Like, there's somebody very short, right?
Yeah.
We're folding this, but look how much raising you do.
Oh wait. Okay, great. I was thinking it was more because I'm way too tight from the big blind or from the small blind usually. So I've been trying to get a little bit better about that.
And Puck's nailed it. Puck's well done. No damn raising range. Not a single hand.
Okay, because right, final table, we don't want to.
We don't want to. I mean,
blow it off.
it's gonna be very hard to balance. We're covered. And like this guy gets to put us in hell. Like if you come in this spot and I have you covered and you're just thinking you're gonna get away raising every time to exploit me because I'm not gonna play back, you're probably wrong.
True.
Like people are gonna make you miserable if you try just opening too much in a spot. By calling, playing in position, 3-betting free. And we don't want to put ourselves in a position where we're burning chips at a final table. And it's gonna be pretty hard to balance. Plus, you get to limp raise. It's pretty cool. Your limping range is gonna be protected here, right? So,
Right. Yeah. You get to be super sneaky.
yeah, but good observation with folding some of these weak ass suited deuces. And then the bottom of your range gets to fold here. I mean, it's a good bit of folding. Folding a king, folding some queens. Yeah. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Is this a call?
Oh boy. In the game, I do, yes, but I would jam it, so I would try to get the blinds out.
So you're not even calling this, you're jamming it.
Yeah.
So you
I know
don't
it's hard.
think at a final table, if you call here, would you jam pocket aces?
Yeah,
Why would you jam pocket
but
aces?
that's true because then I don't. Okay, because I'm scared of somebody cracking my aces.
No, that is the most honest shit I've ever heard in my life, though. So thank you for that. Just kept it $1.50. Just don't want to get sucked out on. No, you want to call with the aces to let someone else grief it and fit in jacks or something like that and spew. Somebody punt pocket tens over the top. So do you need to be jamming to ISO this? And if you called this and someone else jammed, don't you want to be able to fold and have 20 behind?
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. That makes so much more
if
sense.
you get to call with pocket aces in your range, and if you call with aces, you get to induce the action behind, right?
Right.
You have like that in your range. And then you have like hands like this where you call, and then if someone jams, you get to fold.
Right.
So yeah, it's just I just want you to like think about that stuff more often. Like whatever you do, if you take one thing from today, one thing, when somebody has pocket aces and jams and you have stacks behind that could have fold equity, never ever raise.
Okay.
I don't care what anybody says. I'm just flat. Aces.
Yeah.
Yes. To let them think they have fold equity and can jam something worse.
Perfect. That makes a lot of sense.
You need to let them have things worse in their range. So neat. So we're in with this. What's the worst pair you call off? Are you in there with pocket nines?
Pocket nines are like so rough. So I would say 10s plus.
10s plus, okay. And offsuit, are you calling ace queen O?
No,
Not ace queen O, ace queen suited?
ace queen suited, yeah. for sure.
Obviously, I mean, you're in there with ace jack suited. So
Yeah.
ace jack suited, 10s plus, king queen
Mhm.
suited?
King queen suited. Yeah.
Interesting
definitely king queen.
range. All right, let me see. Aaron, call off range. Bang bang, where you at?
Damn, would I fold ace jack off here? Maybe ace queen off, ace jack suited, probably nines and better. That's a little loose, but that's all right. Probably would just click call with king queen suited, but that's probably a punt.
Okay. Calling king queen two. So ranges sound fairly identical. Let's check it out. No folds here. Let's see, man. Fuck me,
I'm
man.
thinking about
10%.
fold.
Yeah, like ace queen suited plus, ace
Yeah.
king off, and jacks plus or something crazy as hell tight.
Yeah,
Is
maybe
it that?
10s.
Is it that tight?
I think so.
Nope.
Nope.
Look at sevens in there.
Wow.
And look, this is what I was talking about. Look with aces, kings. Pure call. I'm surprised jacks does mix and you're not making the mistakes, but look at ace 10. Ace jack might be a hand that could fold out ace queen when it rejams. Whereas if we call ace queen still might at some frequency rejam, but you get jacks and tens to maybe fold when we jam ace jack. Like you said, you want them to fold. It's not a horrible logic with this specific hand. Queens do not want action, so it just rips as the jacks. Ooh, what percentage of your range are you playing here? It's still on you, Kristen. Uh-oh.
Sorry about that.
Oh, that's
Okay. What percentage of the range I would play?
Yeah, are you
said?
jamming this hand? And what percentage of the range do you think you get to be all in with or folding?
Okay, so not jamming this. I think I would just get out of here because this big blind is really shallow. He's definitely gonna shove with probably anything good.
Okay.
So I would now I'm like, I'm confused.
It's up. I mean, I get it. I see. You think you're jamming like 30% of the hands, 20%? Are you calling a lot in this spot with like hands like 7-8 offsuit, right? What are you doing with like king 4, king 5 off? Let's just start with the offsuit kings.
Offsuit kings, I would say, I guess just calling. King 4 and above.
Okay.
Off and jamming with like the nines, tens, or maybe not nines, yeah. I guess maybe like a lot of the pocket pairs, maybe sevens plus actually.
So this is gonna be really good for you. Because when we have someone covered here like this at a final table, I mean, I'm ripping like so fucking much, it's ridiculous. I think I would just rip every single offsuit ace, every single offsuit king, queen, most of my jacks. I might jam this. I'm not kidding. I probably in game, I know myself, I would jam this. I'm jamming like fucking 10-4, 10-5 offsuit, maybe even the Doyle. I'm like we're
trying
going
to get him
pretty
out.
hard. We're going pretty hard here, I would
Yeah.
imagine. Like there's just no way. I would never walk the guy. I would jam. I mean, I would
Oh
jam it.
wow.
Yeah, look how red this is.
Yeah, it's crimson.
So yeah, I didn't want you. Yeah, like just go crazy. And some of these overpairs that you were talking about jamming, hell no, induce it.
No,
And, like,
they're
it's nuts.
You
Yeah,
want
and
him to
this is
rejam.
like
Or
close your eyes when they have like these short ass stacks. You got 30 and just all in.
all right.
And this is gonna apply for a ton of spots.
Yeah,
This
I
applies
was
a
playing
lot of
last night.
trade.
Yeah, I was playing last night against somebody and I didn't jam my ace king and then he got 2 pair on me. So I was like, why
Yep.
didn't I jam? I'm always so hesitant to jam, but that
Nope.
makes sense.
I am yeah, I'm too eager to jam, and that can come back to bite me in the ass because I would have. I mean, this is look at the EV. Oh, it's still half like it's the same. Like these start
Wow.
losing a little bit money, right? But it's not like
Right.
I definitely
Crazy.
yeah, I've definitely jammed some of this shit. Like just close my eyes and just push all in with almost my entire range. So yeah, I think this is very good for you to see.
Definitely.
King 4, King 5, offsuit kings, queens. You got to think he's got any 2 cards. He could have like 6 deuce here, 7
Mhm.
8, 9 4, and all this shit, and you can just jam, be ahead, and make him fold.
Mhm.
You know. We have a pretty nice chip lead. This is gonna be rare to see. This is a rare spot, but you're
Yeah.
here. You calling? Would you ever 3-bet mix?
I think we would want to, I guess, right? Because we're the big stack, so we can kind of push them around. So yeah, raise.
What size would you raise?
Well, I just saw 5 in the chat, so that sounds good.
Stop cheating. Damn, probably makes you know pucks is make pucks cheat, man. I would flat here a lot. Okay, so are you gonna mix oh, what are you doing here with like pockets 5, 6, 7s, 8s, those middling pocket pair?
I would want to raise those and maybe like the bigger ones just call to, see a flop and have really good hand that they can't, tell.
Yeah, like a big hand and a big blind, a disguised portion of your range versus okay.
Yeah.
So flatting like jacks, 10s, it sounds like.
Right. And then like maybe like this specific hand, ace 8 off, raising as well for the same reason, to try to get him off a better hand.
Okay.
than ours.
So just make him fold out like ace 10, ace jack or something if we go small. But when we go to 5 big blinds, what kind of price is he going to be getting with his already tight opening range? This is his opening range.
Yeah.
Is there a
Right.
single hand he can fold when you go 5?
Yeah, I guess not. Actually, looking at that, I wouldn't
There's
fold any of
not a
that.
hand
Yeah.
pucks when you go 5 that they probably fold when looking at this range. Getting 3 to 1, 2.5, 3 to 1 after you make that size in position.
Right.
Maybe the king jack ace 10 offs you get to fold. Nothing else. So you guys, everybody wants to raise. I was hoping to ask around. The group is nothing but spazzy people today, so no, I'm kidding. Little bit. %. Bigger though. 6.5. Yeah, you don't want to go 5. You want to actually have some fold equity. I think you can get ace jack and shit to fold. You can actually get some stuff to fold when you go big.
Right. Usually I go out of position like 6 or 7.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
So conceptually, you're reasonable in some spots, but the middling pair, like you said, all these pairs, look, we don't want to start weird 3-betting these hands that have no blockers and we can't call it off with. That's rule number 1.
Okay.
This is
Right.
not chip EV anymore. We don't want to be doing this like with these middling portions.
Right.
And then what? Folding if he gets it in? We're not happy to call off an all in from under the gun once he actually shoves when we 3-bet. So the range wants to be strong and linear with jacks plus something it can 3-bet call off. And what else does it use here as a bluff?
The ace blocker.
Offsuit ace blocker, right?
Right.
Because it's trash if you get 4-bet and you don't give a shit. It's not going to use the suited ones here versus the very strong opening range. And you don't want to 3-bet bluff these. Very
Right.
good portions in your range to have.
Cool.
This is number 10. What's up, Skate?
No, I didn't say nothing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you might muted and you asked a question. My bad. This is a pretty simple one, I think. I guess I would ask you, what are you doing with your ace queen offsuit, ace queen suited, ace king off, that region? Do you go all in at all? Ace jack offsuit.
Ace jack offsuit. I guess how I've been thinking about it and I guess because I don't know if it's changing final table wise, but when I have, at over 15 bigs and I have a pretty strong ace and there's, I'm up against one person. If, I think that jamming gets them, because it's such a larger amount, it kind of
Right.
is less likely that they're going to call. So it's a good time to just
Yeah, that 15
for
to
it.
20, 25 big blind range versus open in late position when you're in the blinds or
Mhm.
something, certainly need to be all in and aggressive in this spot for sure. So you're saying when you do have ace jack here, ace queen off, you are going to be all in with this 20 bigs?
Yes.
Okay. What is one thing we need to realize here before we're all in? I want you to look at the table.
Oh, that there are 3 other shorter stacks, so I really don't have to risk it. I could just
What do you think that does to our all-in range?
tightens it up a lot.
So do you want to be all in with ace jack off anymore?
I do not. No.
I mean, I just want to see if
True.
maybe the solver and I'm missing something. I don't know every spot intimately. I am not the human PFA, so I don't know everything. In my intuition in doing these and playing this spot, I would never go all in with ace jack here when there's a 6,
Yeah.
a 12, an 18, and just take it to the streets, right?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
No ace jacks. Ace queens in there
Mhm.
though. And then look at these. Suited wheel aces, the best candidates when you are short. I personally, looking at the EV of these, it's all mixing. If this table is soft as shit and this guy is flat, I don't care.
Right.
Like that. I just, yeah, I would just be indifferent to just always putting my money in from first in if this guy is kind of a nit and not a solver approved bot, and these guys this, and we have 20. I'll probably just use these as spots a little bit too much myself and not rip them. Certainly never going broke with ace jack, ace 10. Ace queen can mix. Look at ace queen suited. Pure. The EV of these. The EV is neutral across the board. You're not making a mistake if you didn't jam this in game, in my opinion. Now, kings is a different story. It's starting to get a bit different. Then obviously ace king, it really wants to 3-bet. Let me look. It's 154. Yes, I do have to start to wrap it up. But we did get an opportunity to look at some post-flop connected boards, some final table stuff. Definitely a lot of situations where I think we all could use some work, man. I was wrong in some spots. We all have some work to do in this spot, and I think it was really good, man. I learned a lot looking at the final table stuff myself. But did anyone have any final questions, thoughts, or anything like that before we get out of here? No, nothing.
No, I hope to do more of these ICM stuff to get better. Yeah, it's really helpful.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm thinking maybe one day, since we don't have as much time as we used to, we just sit out and bang out a bunch of pre-flop stuff. Because honestly, these spots you get yourselves in pre-flop, it is the base of the game. You will go tournaments where if you're better than everybody pre-flop and you're okay post-flop, you'll crush, because so much of the game is pre-flop when you get deeper in these tournaments. You don't even see a flop. And if you see a flop from the blinds, they probably just over check fold and it's easy, right? And your range is already good enough and snug enough. So doing more work on pre-flop in the future, potentially for sure. More in the money work every week. I see him final table every single week. And then I don't know what we'll work on next week, but I'll come up with something good. But yeah, if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to message me. Let me know. questions, concerns, anything like that, I got you. And yeah, thank you guys for being here. If you guys enjoy this, make sure to let other people know. Don't be selfish and try to keep me to yourselves. Jeez. But yeah, I'll catch you guys next week. Take care. Peace. Good luck.
You're gonna be streaming later?
You already nah,
No,
50
today's
50.
Tuesday.
Most
Today-
likely. Most likely streaming tonight. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna go get some dinner and stuff, basketball, and then yep, streaming.
Yeah, hopefully everybody gets better at these spots, then we could all get better and then move on to something else. So yeah, thank you.
Well, I got bad news for you, brother. The game doesn't change. The fundamentals is the fundamentals. And sharpening this ship, sharpening your tool in these spots will never end. There is no more complicated spots. Always getting sharper at this. There's no tricks. There is no magic bullet. This is poker. Getting better at this kind of stuff nonstop. That's it. So
Okay.
I got you, brother. You're in good hands.
Well,
All right, guys. Take care.
all right. May the
Peace.
poker gods be with you all. Thank you.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.